Check, check. Check one, check two, check, check.
The shadow of Hollow Hill, just the name brought shivers. Locals whispered tales, a grand mansion, a family vanished. Tragedy stained its history. The mansion stood on a windswept hill, dark, brooding, windows like empty eyes. It watched, waited. Generations passed, the story faded. Became legend, but the mansion remained, a silent sentinel hiding its secrets. Elara's 21st birthday. A day for celebration, it wasn't. A lawyer's letter arrived. Elara's inheritance, Hollow Hill. The news shocked her. Hollow Hill, her family's legacy, a place of whispers of fear. The letter spoke of a responsibility, a duty to her ancestors, to break a curse. Elara felt a chill. This inheritance was more than a house, it was a burden. The drive was long. The road stretched endlessly before them, winding through the foggy landscape like a serpent. The car's headlights barely pierced the thick mist, casting eerie shadows on the trees that lined the road. Silence hung heavy in the car, each passenger lost in their own thoughts, the tension palpable. The only sound was the hum of the engine and the occasional rustle of clothing as someone shifted uncomfortably in their seat, as if the house cast a shadow even from afar. Its silhouette loomed ominously against the darkening sky, a silent sentinel watching their approach. Then Elara saw it, imposing, menacing, Hollow Hill. Inside, dust lay thick. The air was stale, filled with the scent of decay and forgotten memories, time forgotten. Yet an eerie presence lingered. The rooms were filled with cobwebs and old furniture, each piece telling a story of a time long past. She explored. Each room whispered a story. The creak of the floorboards under her feet echoed through the empty halls, a reminder of the life that once filled this place, of laughter, of sorrow, of fear. Portraits lined the walls, each face captured in a moment of time, their expressions frozen in an eternal gaze. Generations of her family. Their eyes seemed to follow her, judging, pleading, the weight of their legacy pressed down on her, a silent reminder of the past she could not escape. A hidden door, behind a dusty tapestry. It had been untouched for years, forgotten by time. It creaked open, revealing a secret passage, dark, foreboding. The air was thick with mystery and the scent of old wood. Elara hesitated, her heart pounding in her chest. Then with a deep breath she stepped inside, her footsteps echoing softly. The passage led to a hidden room. It was a place lost to history, shrouded in shadows and secrets. In the center, a table, old and worn. It stood as a silent witness to countless secrets, and on it a book, dusty and ancient. It seemed to pulse with a life of its own, bound in leather. Ancient, it was a diary. Her ancestors' words preserved through the ages. He wrote of a pact, a binding agreement that had shaped their family's destiny, made with a dark entity, a being of immense power and malevolence, in exchange for wealth and power. But the price, it was too high. It demanded a life, every generation, a sacrifice that bound them in a cycle of dread and despair. The air grew cold. Whispers slithered around her like serpents in the dark. Shadows danced on the walls, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes. Something was here, something dark and ancient. It had been waiting for this moment, lurking in the corners of her mind. Panic seized her heart, a vice grip of terror. She had to escape, to break free from this nightmare, but the way out was gone. Every door she tried was locked, every window barred. The walls seemed to close in on her, the house itself conspiring to keep her trapped. Desperation clawed at her, a primal urge to survive. The house held her captive. The entity was angry, its rage palpable. It had been denied its prize for too long. Flames erupted suddenly as if summoned by the entity's fury. They spread quickly, engulfing the mansion in a fiery embrace. The fire raged, consuming everything in its path. The heat was intense, the flames a living, breathing beast. The mansion, once a grand structure, was now a blazing inferno. Elara watched from a distance, her eyes wide with a mix of relief and horror. She was safe, but the sight of the burning mansion would be forever etched in her memory. Safe, but forever marked. The ordeal had left its mark on her soul, a scar that would never fully heal. She had escaped the physical danger, but the psychological wounds ran deep. The mansion on Hollow Hill burned, reduced to ashes. The once proud structure now lay in ruins, a testament to the horrors that had transpired within its walls. But some secrets, some evils, are not so easily extinguished. The whispers remain, lingering in the shadows, waiting for the next soul to ensnare. The darkness of Hollow Hill was far from over.